We're getting a bit of deja vu today because it happened again. Glorious Snoop Dogg profile picture Sabivas. I love that profile picture, I really do. He has found a way to solo a Solgorov boss. Now, Gahz'ranka is a boss that you can summon with fishing. It's a quote-unquote secret boss. Most people that do Solgorov pogs do not do it. And Gahz'ranka doesn't have any crazy loot. There is this kinda decent hunter polearm. There is this melee stuff if you wanna play two-handers, I guess. If you're fresh 60, maybe. There is this slightly better version of the Rend Eye patch. That's actually decent. That's actually the only decent thing here. There is also the Tome of Polymorph Turtle. That's for like a cosmetic spell. But the thing that he's most famous for, of course, is the Nat Pagel Broken Reel. Increases the chance to hit with spells and effects for 10% for 15 seconds. Now 10% spell hit for 15 seconds is kinda useless, right? Why would you care about that? Well, here's the thing. It is not a caster trinket. Yeah, that's very weird. Okay, you see, Taunt is technically a spell. And if you plan to do 4 horsemen, this trinket is one of the best ways to reliably get a taunt off the bosses and to make the entire fight a lot simpler and easier. Sometimes you miss a taunt and you gotta do mocking blow and it's kinda dangerous. This thing gets rid of all that thinking, all that problem. You pop it and you get a guaranteed taunt. Well, not quite. I think you got a 1% chance to fail, but it is almost guaranteed, so it makes certain fights, especially Naxxramas, a lot easier. So there is a lot of warriors that are gonna potentially need it, but there is not a lot of people that actually gotta farm it. So since you cannot find it on a normal Solgorov run, there might be a market potential for this thing later on in the game. Selling kills for Gahz'ranka could be a real thing that happens, but that is not his goal. No, the man just wanna show off. Okay, so let's take a look at it. First of all, you gotta clear a couple of the trash mobs in the river, you know, the fishes that pull, because he's gonna be in that trajectory. He's gonna be running all the way to the same bridge as before. Spoiler alert, that bridge is broken, the safe spotting is crazy. I'm gonna skip it for a while. A mage can easily solo these fishes. Even I as a warrior can solo those fish, they are not very strong. Okay, so an interesting thing is it seems like he pulled it and then he reset it somehow. Maybe he safe spotted, he doesn't show it, but he will pull the boss again. And Gahz'ranka, I think, does have an enrage. I am not sure about that, but the thing is, it doesn't matter because if he gets hit once, he dies anyway. So an enrage is not really a factor in this. It seems to move at the same speed as a person, so that's pretty interesting as well. That's a cool trick right there. I don't know if you caught on that. You can blink through that tree. Pretty sweet, huh? As you see, he can summon these geysers and he has to ice block out to them or he gets stunned. So he got a weak aura for that. And there you go, the famous Killing Bridge. Now, remember, he's on tier 1. Mostly tier 1, maybe he has like some tier 2 pieces, but he's not crazy geared or anything like that. He's more geared than most mages, maybe, but like you can do this without a lot of gear as well. He's not taking any damage really. If you get like some mana per 5, like I do not see a Solgorov oil in him, for example. You could put on that mage oil, get some mana, stuff like that. You could definitely make this work with a lot less gear if you really wanted to. It would just take forever, and that's the problem. Now, as you can see, he just goes from the bottom of the planks, so the boss is gonna pathfind through the river and then he gets on the rope and the boss pathfinds from the top. It's kinda weird, but the boss has no chance of ever getting to him. Now, I am gonna skip over this because the video is 21 minutes long and it is just this the entire time. It is actually sped up in here. You can see the footage is sped up. We're gonna go to the kill phase. You can see he got him down pretty low, maybe a little forward. Okay, he's almost dead. And there we go, he killed him. Now the timer, I don't know if you can quite see the chat here. That's DBM. Okay, you can see it now. 20 player Gahz'ranka down after 40 minutes and 51 seconds. So this entire kill phase took 40 freaking minutes pretty much. Obviously, that doesn't make it a good gold farm. He's gonna get like a couple of purples and blues actually. Let's look at what drops in here. 40 minutes with failed boss take. This could be improved, he's saying. Maybe, I don't see how this could be that much faster, man. Like, it just takes an eternity to DPS down a boss with a single person. One thing I would like to see, and I don't know if this is possible because I don't know if he needs cold snap or something like that. wouldn't it make more sense to go fire? Because a fire mage could do like way more damage than frost in this situation, right? I would love to see that. Now he gets an eye patch, that's 3 gold, and he doesn't even get the weapon. He got the polymorph turtle, you know, you wanna learn that spell because you think it's funny. But that's pretty much it. So obviously 40 minutes for 3 gold is not a good gold farm. He's not doing it for the gold, let me make that very clear. He's just showcasing how broken the mage is, and that actually is gonna make a lot of questions in the comments. What other bosses can you potentially solo like this? I don't think the bat lady, the snake guy, I could totally, like, I think the problem on that one is getting back to the bridge in time. Like, how do you get back to the bridge quickly? But I think he could probably solo the snake guy. Does he do anything, the green poison thing? I don't think that would be a problem. I don't know if I'm mistaken on that. You can Nova the snakes, right? Yeah, that could work. That would be crazy. That would be so crazy. Okay, he's gonna show the talents really quick. I think he's full frost. He's showing, okay, he's on, okay, he got tier 2 actually. Yeah, he's well geared. I don't think the gear is for actually pulling this thing off. I think the gear is just for DPSing it down quickly. And he's on a standard frost raiding spec. Nothing crazy. You can see right here. I do not see why it couldn't work to get like a fire build and do this. You gotta imagine with this tier 2 gear, he would do a lot more damage on fire. Now, I know this is gonna lead to the same question I get every time I show a new mage farm and I'm surprised about it. Should this be fixed? I am kind of split on this, okay? On the first part of it, like, is this an intended use of the mechanics? No, obviously not. You're not supposed to solo a boss. Now, on the other hand, it took 40 minutes. And will this have an effect on the economy? Will this have a negative effect on the game? I don't think so. It's like 2 blue items and maybe you get a cool eye patch. Like, there's nothing in this boss, or in Solgorov almost, for that matter, that is a meaningful thing, right? Like, if you could solo Onslaught Girdle, okay, that would be a problem, that would be a big deal, but this, I don't see how anybody could do it seriously. It is obviously a waste of time. The guy was just trying to show off. So no, I don't think this should be fixed. There is a greater discussion about Mage, safe spotting. They tried to ban it in Sol, right? If you remember, actually some Season of Mastery. If you remember that time, they tried to remove the Mage boosting thing. People didn't like it. People weren't happy about it. There will always be a problem with inflation, right? Like Mage farms like this, or like the 200 mob pools, all that stuff, they generate inflation, they do. But on the other side, like they also generate deflation in a way. If we're looking at something like Edge Masters is going for like 1,000 gold. That's crazy. That's nothing for a WoW server, for a vanilla server. I do not remember any iteration of vanilla where it went under like 2,000 gold. That's the cheapest I've ever sold Edge Masters, and that was on a very progressed server. And it's because these mages are farming a quadrillion mobs at a time. There is also Wicked Claws, there is also Grom's Blood, Dire Maul East, I think that's one. There is also the Bijous themselves from Solgorov. They would be a lot more expensive if the only way to clear them was to do a raid, right? Like there is mages 24/7 farming Solgorov, so getting exalted is cheaper than it's ever been as well. Honestly, at the end of the day, I just feel it would suck to take this away. I don't think it affects the game that much. Maybe like some very gold intensive farms like Marodon, maybe you can make an argument they should ban those. Maybe, but I don't want this all gone. I do not want all these farms gone. This crap is so freaking fun, and God only knows what they're gonna discover next. But I don't know, maybe that's me. Do you think they should be banned? I am gonna leave a link to this guy's channel. This guy is gonna come up with something crazy, okay? Savivas, love that name. But every year they find a new crazy thing to do with mages. I think the potential of mages is so interesting. I really would hate to see this all go to nothing. Subscribe, join the Discord, and thank you for watching.